From Solana hater to the soul of Solana. That's my story. Back in 2019, I saw so much potential in Solana, I invested in it under $1. 2020 and 2021 were full of Solana VC pumps. Yeah, it made our bags look good, but wrecked a lot of folks at the top because those VCs offloaded those bags so fast. They look like middle-aged dads throwing plastic bags on the table after reaching the kitchen following another game of I wonder if I can carry all the grocery bags in at one time. Now, ironically, Solana is showing us what it can do from the tech side of things as tons of projects are now launching on the chain. Today, sit back and relax as I walk you through the world of Solana, and at the very end of this video, I'm going to show you why VCs are investing more than ever before. Let's get it. Welcome to the Ben Armstrong Crypto Experience, the home of Ben Armstrong, Crypto, and You. Another highly anticipated video series as we begin our dive into Solana. We'll be doing an explainer video today to break down what Solana is and where it's been and where it's going. Tomorrow, we're going to have our Solana rating video where we place it on our top coins of the 2024-2025 bull run tier list. Of course, you can check out all these out on a playlist by clicking on the screen. Then the following video, in this series, we're going to give you another one of my most anticipated price predictions of the year. Then later, you're going to get to explore the Solana ecosystem. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and also like this video if you enjoy learning more about different coins. None of the videos, of course, on my channel are ever sponsored by a coin. We don't do crypto projects, only exchanges and crypto-related companies. And lastly, of course, remember I'm not a financial advisor, so remember to do your own research, or TYOR as the kids call it. The industry moves fast, guys, and one of the biggest mistakes that people make in this game is refusing to change their minds. My personal journey with Solana is one of our best examples of this situation. Solana first caught my eye back in 2020 when it was only 50 cents, and I was telling everyone to buy it at the lowest possible price. Even back then, I could tell that there was a ton of support for this project among VCs and institutional investors because of the speed and efficiency that the team promised. Now, fast forward, and then hit pause. Well, that's exactly what the Solana blockchain did. By this, I mean that it hit fast forward on price pumping and then pressed pause on that blockchain. After it became one of the most popular projects in the space, Solana started seeing an overload of users that it couldn't handle, which caused it to have controlled pauses during times of volatility. The whole thing caused me to change my mind and get much more skeptical about Solana. For those of us who have been around for a few years, this was a major red flag that brought about all kinds of centralization concerns. Crypto OGs are sticklers for decentralization, so they want developers and founders to have as little control as possible over the platforms that they're building. There were other red flags, of course, at the time, mainly the fact that my previous arch nemesis, Sam Bankman-Fried, was so heavily involved in the Solana ecosystem. It was basically his coin. So when I learned how shady Sammy Boy really was, I sold all the Solana and FTT in my portfolio and warned my community to do the same. I told everyone that Solana was dead to me, along with its bedheaded backer. Even though Solana is no longer dead to me, this was the best possible decision for me to make at the time. In the months that followed, Solana's price tanked to under $15, and even some of the biggest believers started to lose hope. But an interesting paradigm has developed over the past few months that took everyone by surprise and has changed everything for Solana. Last time that Solana had a major hype cycle, the support that it had came from VCs and big names like SBF. It was one of the top narratives of the bull run. The narrative obviously won't be the same this time around, even though there's still a ton of VC support. Instead, this time it will be all about Solana's community and applications. We will see institutional money come into Solana as well as retail users for the ecosystem. The thing that always hurt Solana in my eyes, though, was the centralization and the ability to pause the blockchain. Now, that may actually be what many of these companies want, what many investors want. Something that is blockchain, but is at least slightly controlled. This will be another big part of the new narrative. After everything that's been through, Solana is still a top 10 project with a market cap of over $29 billion. If you don't know about the tokenomics, Solana's SOL token has a circulating supply of just over $500 million, with built-in inflation that slowly grows the number of circulating tokens over time. Of those tokens, just over 20% were each given to the team and foundation, with another 20% allocated for the founding sale and 25.6% for the seed sale, then 2.6% for the public auction sale and 3% for the strategic sale, and a final 8.2% sale for the validators. VCs and institutional investors fall into many of these categories. When it comes to the future circulating supply and the type of inflation we can expect, I've estimated that the circulating supply by the peak of the bull run, around June 1st, 2025, potentially should be around 598 million. I got this number by finding the Solana's team's own estimate of a 700 million supply by 2030. So I broke that down by 6-month segments to get an average. Then I multiplied that times 3 because the bull run should be 18 months or so. Solana's chart is already looking strong for the next bull run and seems to be destined to return to all-time highs and beyond. We only have one cycle to base our predictions on, but Solana is clearly shaping up to lead the market. If you want to lead the market, you should try out Phemex, one of my favorite places to trade. They got futures trading, margin trading, spot trading, and much more. Make sure to check out the Phemex token as well. Check out Phemex by scanning the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description. Yeah, that's right. You can trade Solana there. And of course, remember guys, with Phemex, if you have a Plow ID, which we show you how to do with QR code on the screen, you guys are able to get verified KYC on Phemex. Solana has a strong team led by co-founders Anatoly Yakovenko and Raj Gokal. Anatoly is the main face of the brand, and he has 2 decades of experience in tech, building his skills at companies like Dropbox before moving into blockchain. Gokal has an impressive history too. He worked in high-ranking positions at a bunch of different health companies, including Sano, a glucose sensor company that he co-founded. Solana's ICO, of course, ended in March of 2020, raising over $25 million. And the blockchain launched for the public that same month. The token price for ICO buyers was just 22 cents. Solana operates on a unique consensus mechanism called proof of history. With proof of history, every action taken on the blockchain is immediately timestamped, and that information is automatically distributed between the nodes, saving each node the trouble of seeing with the network, which of course requires a lot of time and a lot of resources. This is why blockchain transactions can be slow and costly. All of these centralized nodes need to verify that the transaction is legitimate. There are some drawbacks to Solana's design though. In order to be a validator in the system, you need to have a ton of hardware, which means there are fewer validators than other networks, and many of these validators are whales that are tied into the project in lots of other ways. Start to see how it kind of works. This is how it's possible for them to decide by group chat when they want to pause their validators and stop the whole blockchain in the process. As I said earlier, this is actually something that corporations might want, as blasphemous as it seems to many of us in crypto. Solana has only had one pause over the past year, which is great news, but doesn't tell us much about how things will work in a bull market. The pausing thing wasn't the only controversy that was chasing Solana around last year. It also started to seem like VCs were pumping Solana projects and dumping on us. Because guess what? They said it. We saw massive pumps, projects like Steppen and Serum, only to see them crash to the ground after retail bought in. Some of the biggest VCs in the project were even bragging on their podcasts about how they were dumping on retail. During an episode of the insanely boring All In podcast, hosted by Chamath Palihapitiya, David Sachs, and a few other goons, David joked about how he ruined it for the holders by selling his large bag. And Chamath basically admitted the same.
Here, Chamath Palihapitiya, and I'm your boy J-Cal.
Sachs, I gotta say, I think your AUM is positively correlated with the bags under your eyes.
If you mean it's getting bigger, you're correct.
I mean,
They're heavy.
good lord.
They're heavy, dragging you down.
That's where you're hiding all that Solana, in your under your eyes. Jesus.
You better clear that Solana position. What's your lockup? 24 months?
No, he's trying to sell it to me on text message.
Yeah, of course he is.
We're negotiating discounts.
I just had the founder on
Hey,
the
you're
phone.
the whole thing up.
Bro, you don't think
Ponzi
to
scheme?
I'm hodling. I'm hodling.
You think I buy
You're not
hundreds of
holding,
millions
you're
of dollars
clearing.
of anything without a discount? Everything is a discount.
Everything's discounted. You want to clear that position in an LLC?
Are you saying I got $1 billion of Solana?
No, bro, I'm saying I have one, but I brought it at a discount.
But you're holding, correct?
Ish.
Ish. Okay. Yeah, me too.
Well, I mean, if
The downtime problems of the VC vampires had a serious impact on market sentiment, causing some of the biggest NFT projects on Solana to leave for other blockchains, including DeGods and Utes. Now, the interesting thing is if you take the S off of Utes and flip the Y both vertically and horizontally, you get the word hoot, which is what you will have, a big hoot, when you visit Stake, the sponsor of the Ben Armstrong Crypto Experience. Stake is the world's largest social casino. So head on over to the site by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on the screen. There you can buy gold coins and play the absolute wildest games that will get your blood pumping. Definitely not like games around here. Special thanks to Stake for allowing you to all receive the free content on the Ben Armstrong Crypto Experience. Free all the time. Thanks, Stake. So the main reason though that Solana survived the challenges of the past year was its community. Without the community, all the VC money in the world wouldn't have made much of a difference. No one would be using it. Well, I guess that's Decentraland, but I digress. They stuck around though and continued to believe in Solana when no one else did, including me, the esteemed Sultan of Solana, the Sultan of Solana soldiers. I'm not too proud to admit when I was wrong, and this is one of those times. So I give my respect to the community and salute the Solana soldiers Because let me tell you, y'all are right. Now, thanks to you, Solana is a vibrant future that includes new applications, games, and use cases, and possibly even rumors of an ETF at some point. It might sound crazy at this point when Bitcoin doesn't have an ETF yet, but there's been interest from institutions like Van Eck, which has already established an ETN for Solana. An ETN is an exchange-traded note instead of an exchange-traded fund. These financial instruments work in a similar way, although they're a bit easier to get through regulations, and the tax burdens are not nearly as high. There are some drawbacks though. Liquidity is often very low with ETNs, and they can be a bit more risky because the issuer has the ability to default on the asset, leaving you holding the bag. Still, this is a good indication that institutions are taking Solana seriously, and that an ETF could be on the horizon once we get Dirty Gary and his band of thieves under control. When it comes to the overall roadmap, Solana's infrastructure is pretty much complete. There are no major planned upgrades that will radically change the network or the nature of the blockchain, like we saw with the Ethereum merge, but developers are hard at work to ensure that Solana has less downtime. And it's been a while since we've seen a pause. Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko has also promised more incentives for validators, even smaller validators, which could help to decentralize the network. Having a large number of validators or miners is one way that a blockchain can increase their level of decentralization, especially if smaller players can't participate. And this is an area where Solana has faced criticism in the past. But now, it should be obvious that Solana has a bright future ahead, and that's exactly why it's going to be a good investment. It doesn't really matter what your risk profile is either. Solana is attractive for VC investors because of its mainstream appeal. The retail investors are interested because they have an opportunity to swim with the whales. Total degens have a growing ecosystem of NFTs and meme coins to get that dopamine rush that you need. As you can see, the VCs are leading the way as usual, but they also have an army, Solana soldier degens, and retail traders behind them. And it's hard to imagine anything stopping this legendary alliance. Let me know what you guys think about Solana. Drop your comments down below. Let me know which coin you guys think I should look at next. And do crypto a favor, hit that like button on your way out because you know you want to smash. Be blessed.